Okay, welcome back to my shed. I've actually skipped a little bit on the camera. Reason being is I had a few problems with putting the veneer down. What I've also done is rounded out all the cavities. Basically all I've used is my Dremel type bit. Got a Stanley knife, cut into the cavities as best as I could, cut around the side of the guitar the best I could, and yeah, just ground it out with a coarse sandpaper bit on this Dremel, which worked absolutely excellent. I had no troubles at all. I had the whole lot done in 15 minutes, so it was really easy to do that. Also, while I've been gone, gave it a coat of wood filler to seal the grain. It's pretty boring watching that. It's just basically timber mate wood filler. I'll use in this case oak because I'm going to stain the guitar anyhow, so it doesn't really matter what colour I use as long as it's not dark. And just mix that up with probably 2 tablespoons of water to maybe 2 tablespoons of the actual wood filler. Mix it up into a slurry, then just wipe it on. I wiped it on with my hand with gloves on. Just wipe it onto the surface till you get an even sort of coating over the whole surface, and then let it dry. I'll let it dry for approximately about 24 hours. So I've only done the top of the guitar, I haven't done the bass, so I'll probably go through that with you when I come back and do that one. But yeah, had a few problems with, as I said, with putting the veneer on. I've actually put the veneer off center, so the join line ended up somewhere about here. So what I've done to sort of try and fix that, other than taking the top off and starting again, I've actually cut another join line here to make it look like a dovetail sort of joint in the middle. So I'm hoping once I sand that all back and clean it all up, it doesn't look too obvious. It looks like I've actually meant to do it, but I didn't. So for those of you that put your veneer on crooked, there's a way around it. I thought about doing like an inlay as well, which I thought I really want to try and keep it as natural as I can, so that was really my only option, to put another cut in the veneer here, fill it full of wood filler so it looks like I've got a natural dovetail sort of joint in the middle. So yeah, that's what I've done. So we'll see how we go when we get to sanding it, and hopefully it'll come up nice. But yeah, some beautiful figure in this grain. It's just a shame that I put the actual veneer on off center, but as I say, with a pick guard going on it and everything else, hopefully it'll look pretty smick by the time I'm finished. I did notice also in the actual veneer there's a lot of wave around this area here and around this area here, which I'm just not going to be able to get out. I think it'll look stupid if I fill it completely, so I'm going to leave that natural wave on and just try and sand it out nice and smooth and gloss it up as I get towards the end of the finish. So yeah, just a bit of a feature, I suppose. Try and make the floors a feature. Okay, so yeah, move on to the next step, which will be grain filling the sides of the guitar and the back of the guitar, and also sanding this top down. So when we come back, we'll hook into that one. Okay, that grain filler's been drying for about 24 hours now, so I'll give that a bit of a sand up and see how it looks. Okay, I was going to change the sandpaper out. Just going to be very careful you don't sand through the veneer, particularly towards the edges is the really critical part on these points. That seems to go quickest, so just take your time. And yeah, I'm using 180 grit sandpaper just to knock this down. And once I've got it knocked down, I'll yeah, just do the hand sanding in the valleys and that. There's a lot of valleys in the top of this guitar. Once I've got that done, I'll yeah, see how it looks from there. Okay, I'm going to hand sand it from here. I don't want to go too aggressive with this sandpaper. As I said, this veneer is only 0.6 or a millimetre thick, so last thing I want to do is sand through the veneer. So yeah, I'm just going to hand sand all these other areas with some 320 grit and go from there. Just using a foam back sponge and some 320 grit just to get it nice and even. Always try and sand with the grain. Went up quite nice. As I mentioned earlier, I did have a problem when I set the veneer onto the guitar. One of the sides cracked, so effectively I had to remove the veneer over to get rid of the crack. So in fact that actually made the joint line off centre. So to counteract that, I've cut another line in here to make it look like a dovetail sort of joint in the centre, which I think looks pretty neat. I mean, it's not ideal. I would have liked to have had one joint line down the centre, but it is what it is. So yeah, let's give that a bit more of a sand and we get ready for the next stage, which will be putting on the stain. I'll probably go through and do the sides and the back with grain filler, which I won't film that, but yeah, the next exciting step will be watching the grain pop when we put the stain on, but that's coming up pretty nice. Okay, we'll catch you in the next one.